What's up? It's your boy Reemus, and we're back on the Superior Code, and we're literally talking about a man having a code. This is very important. It's a very integral part of a boy becoming a man really being in his masculine mindset, right? He has to operate with a code, and that's what we're talking about today, right? It's important for a man to operate with his. Wait, let's first talk about this. What is really a code? A code is, it could be anything. It could be your personal constitution, your personal manifesto, your personal list of values, your personal list of norms. You know the values and norms of society, right? But if you just accept that, you're really accepting, especially if you're blindly following it, you're just accepting the structure and the code of someone else. Really, it's coming from another man. You need to, if you really want to be your own man, you have to have your own personal code. So for me personally, I've literally written down a general list of my values that I want to live by on a day-to-day basis, and I'm going to include it in the description. Hopefully, by the time I uploaded the video, right? And you'll see I got like a 10-point thing where I talk about my general values, and it's going to help me make the decisions that I need to in the specific moments or specific details, because all I need to do is stick by my general code, right? And this is very important. A man having a code is the expression of the masculine energy, and I'll tell you why. Because the masculine energy is structure. He's still, right? But you can't be still, right? You can't be stable under pressure if you haven't, like, basically set up the design of your structure. It don't make sense. But most men are just floating along, right? Floating along, and they can be moved or hit off balance because they don't have that structure in their life and in their mindset. Now, you see this manifestation in a number of things. You see the manifestation of structure in hypermasculine settings, such as gangs, sports teams, and stuff like that. They have like this structure and this code that they live by. So, for example, with the mafia literally, like when you're getting inducted into the mafia, you have to kill someone, then you go through this whole ceremony, right? This proper ceremony, you become a made man, and now you're living by the code of the gang, right? And to be honest, even though you could say that's not a personal code, it doesn't matter because the person usually personally believes into it. So he adopts that code, and he has to live and die by that code. If he goes against the code, the other gang members are gonna try and kill him. We also see the manifestation of this structure of the masculine energy in the creation of buildings. Literally, men create structure physically. Women do not create buildings. They do not do that. They maintain and design the inside of it. They're interior designers, whilst men are exterior designers. But let's go even further. In dating, you see this because, let's say, for example, a woman asks you, "Oh, so what are we? What are we?" She's asking you that because she's asking for structure. She's asking for your code, so she knows how to jump on your code and attach herself to your code or reject your code. So she never says to you, "We are this." She lets you say, "We are this," and she asks you for the structure. She asks you for the code, but because you haven't thought about the code of conduct, the code of behavior, and the code of your goals in regards to relationships, most of the time when a girl asks you, "Hey, so what are we?" It's the birth. No one has anything to say. And really, that's an unattractive trait because you don't know what you're talking about, but you're telling her you are not masculine energy. You're telling her you are not structure. So it's important for us to figure out what type of man do you want to be, what type of life do you want to live, what type of goals do you want to have, and you embody it in this personal code of yours. I wrote mine down. You can also write yours down if you really want, but at least it's something to think about. I would say if you're a woman, you should also be thinking about, does a man operate with some sort of code of conduct? Because if he doesn't, and then you get with him and he's volatile, or let's say a code of conduct for a man could be, hey, I want to talk respectfully to my peers, and if they don't speak respectfully to me, I'm ending and terminating the friendship, the relationship, the business contract, because I'm personally not gonna speak like that. That's not mine, but that could be another man's. He could decide that for himself. If he had something like that, you would now know how he is going to interact with you in a relationship, and you also know what he expects from you. And this is why this is so important. This is extremely important. But of course, most men are not going to think about this stuff, because manhood and masculinity is being attacked on all fronts. It's being attacked from side, back, around. So most men aren't going to have a concept of this. But the fact that you are listening to this is actually very powerful. So I would ask you to share this video to other men who need to hear this type of stuff. And yeah, I will see you in the next video. Peace.